Hey, welcome to the community. I am Andrew. In this video, we're going to be continuing our conversation, breaking down my 3C criteria system. If you're unfamiliar with this system, then I encourage you to go watch these two videos first. One is a general overview. The second one goes into fine detail of the first criteria. And this video is going to be over the second criteria, which is price action wick. It's very simplistic in its way to break down each component of my trading system. But of course, there's always a technical nuance to everything on your ability to read price action. Now, I use this 3C system to help identify where the price action is willing to reject or bounce. Or more specifically, I use the system to identify where there are large areas of resistance or large areas of demand. I can use this to play bounces or rejections if I want to play counter, or I can use this to identify where the market's going to continue through either a supply and demand. Now again, in this first video, I covered where I look for volume spikes. That's going to tell me exactly where I could anticipate these moves to occur. But in this video, I'm going to show you where I look for wicks in the price action. I'm going to use this first chart here to explain myself before we break down individual setups. But if we have price action trending aggressively in one direction, obviously us as traders, we need to decide, do I jump on that trend and continue on, in this case upside, or do I wait for it to reject and play the short side of things? And the answer could be both. You might be able to capture both sides if you are early enough to the trend, of course, and you know where to identify if the market is going to pivot. So what I'm looking for here is one volume, as per the first C, and then after that, wick. Because just because you have a volume spike at a high doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to face a supply or a rejection. That could mean that an aggressive amount of buyers have hit the tape to carry it even higher. So with that said, is that if I see a volume spike, I have to now switch to the second criteria, which is a wick. If I'm looking for a rejection in this case, I need to see not only the volume, but I need to see an aggressive top wick on the price action to show me that we are now ready to begin a downside transaction, that the supply has overcome demand, and now we're ready for a drop. Now, of course, I cannot predict how far that's going to drop. I can estimate based on how aggressive the volume in the top wick is, or how aggressive or large the wick is. The more aggressive, the more I can rely on the price action dropping. Now, you can see in this example here, we have a good amount of volume spike here on this 1,925 candle that occurs right here. So that notes the top of this range here, and it keeps us here. That volume is high enough and the wicks are strong enough that the price action stays here for almost an hour. From 9:25 until about 10:30, 10:45, the price action stays in this range because of that amount of volume that kept us here. We finally trend a little bit higher, and then we have an outlier volume spike followed by some aggressive top wicks right here at this area that lead to the downfall. That's exactly what I'm looking for to determine, hey, I either need to make one or two decisions. I either need to, one, close out any long positions I have, or if I'm not in any position, actively short the position back down once I have the final criteria, which will be for another video. Now, if you notice here, I am setting on the 5-minute chart. If you remember the prior video, that I am looking for volume confirmation on the 1 minute. The reason why I look for volume on the 1 is because I want to find the earliest instance of volume spike that I can. And once I see that, I switch over to the 5-minute chart and start to look for the strong wicks, which we currently are on now. So you see this price here at 25.075 with an outlier volume spike. We have multiple top wicks to tell me that we have a supply right there. As long as the price action doesn't aggressively breach that and close above that, then the supply will remain intact. In this case, it continues to use that supply over and over again until finally we break lower. You continue to see how aggressive the sellers are with multiple top wicks that are very aggressive. Every single move higher is instantly met with aggressive selling back down. So I continue to see aggressive selling through the rest of the session. Here's another great example. We know that the first 15 to 20 to 30 minutes of the session is a lot of movement. I call it the manipulation phase. The first 15 or so is the manipulation, followed by that is the momentum phase. So you have to know when do you want to go shorting or longing or nothing, or maybe even into the open. So here we have obviously an open where the price action climbs aggressively, in this case NASDAQ. We go from about 24.9 or so all the way up to 25.3. And then immediately met with aggressive top wicks. You see this candle wicks all the way down. We have another candle that forms up green, and then that hammers back down and eventually closes as a doji. And then, of course, we have another sweeping red candle to come back off. So what do we see in the first 10 minutes of trading here, the first two 5-minute candles? We have an aggressive amount of volume in the first 5 minutes, but then we have a sweeping top wick. We have another attempt by the buyers, and then another sweeping top wick. So that shows you there that immediately out of the gate, that dealers are looking to sell into higher prices. Instead of lift into higher prices, we are selling into higher prices. And then it leads to the markdown phase, which drops another nearly 200 points. And even still, after that initial phase, we have another bounce up. and then aggressive top wicks to show that they're still selling into supply prices, and then it goes down even more. So in this case, this is a very sell heavy environment. This is why we are talking about 3 C's, but this also teaches you, it forces you to start to look for what the price action is actually doing. Instead of looking for just areas to short and buy and being just completely wrong, that this system will not only tell you where things might actually happen based on probability, but it also teaches you how to identify certain price action categories. Top wicks, bottom wicks, dojis, a multitude of each one will tell you what the price action is looking to do. And the more aggressive the top wicks and bottom wicks, the more aggressive the follow through once the price action breaks. Now this is a chart setup that was pretty robust. We had another very green open here that blasted into oblivion. And look what happened at the 845 candle here. These are central times, by the way. Price action moved aggressively higher into 24,800, and then instant aggressive top wick accompanied by the high volume spike on the 5-minute chart. The next candle attempts to go higher, immediately met with hard selling. So at this point, you want to be looking for selling into higher prices, especially after an overextended book. The price action had ran for nearly 400 points since the London Open. So we know that the dealers are probably looking to take some profit after a very extended one-sided book. So after those two things, an aggressive top wick, we are looking to short this market or look for downside. And then of course we get our final confirmation on the 10 o'clock candle and move lower. If I hadn't been seeing multiple sweeps off the tops, an aggressive top wick selling into higher prices at the 800 area, I wouldn't be looking to short this move. I would be looking to chase the long side like most retail traders. The aggression of the top wicks will help you determine where price action wants to shift. Now I want to take a look at this gold chart. Gold has been in and out of the main focus for many traders for many months now, and this day was no different. We had some beautiful ranging action that led to high volume spikes at key areas that allowed us to take advantage of some of these plays. Now to take a step back, there is a predictive model of all traders that you need to have. This is the low-hanging fruit. Before you even start your session, if you can learn to simply look left and figure out where the market typically like to bounce historically or reject, you can begin to determine where the market has those tendencies, and you can anticipate movement when the price action falls. So in this case, we have supportive measures below the 5170 mark, and that's going to tell me that I can anticipate some buyer's defense when we come down into those areas. So that's just more predictive, and it just kind of makes sure that you're not going to do something stupid like chase a short position into a weekly low level or a monthly low level. So price action drops over, and of course we see the volume spike. Switching over to the 1 minute, we can identify precisely where those volume spikes come in at right here. And then of course on this big wick, tons of volume hitting the tape. So when I see that volume, I quickly switch back to the 5, and I'm looking to identify the price action. With that volume, for a long position, I would love to see an incredibly strong wick. So what do we have? Of course, the strongest of bottom wicks here. And then of course, this setup. These are fantastic setups for great long opportunities. And then once they clear the prior high, which is our third criteria, price action begins to climb aggressively, giving us awesome long opportunities. It's normal for retail traders to want to buy the dip, especially in a range session. Buying the dip usually leads to some pretty quick profits, but you have to know when to buy the dip because otherwise you're going to be catching a falling knife. So in this case, we have the strong move down. We have the flush out candle, which was the strong red candle we saw in the 1 minute, followed by an immediate green candle, which is the trap candle with volume. And both of those told us that we have finally hit demand and the price action is going to go back up. Now, we don't know how far it's going to go back up or for how long because we just don't have a magic 8 ball. But we do know we've hit some demand. So with my theory of trying to catch the right side of the V, I'm waiting for my confirmed entry of a higher high, at which point we get it, and we climb up to the highs of the day. Same thing with the afternoon trade here at 12:35. Another red move down, 2 aggressive bottom wicks, the second one being even more aggressive, all supported by higher volume, and up we go. Now, a common question I get is, does the volume spike have to be on the candle with the wick? And the answer is no. All the volume does with the candle is identify where the demand has occurred. And if we switch back to the 1 minute, it tells us that in this case, the demand has hit here on that candle because that's where the volume hit, and then again here on that candle. So as long as the price action doesn't sweep back down and close under this low to wipe out the demand, I have a pretty good reason to believe that we have at least temporarily defended this demand and we need to go back up to present more inventory on the short side. So knowing this is where the demand is. The price action can now consolidate for an hour, for 2 hours, it doesn't matter. As long as that demand holds and we consolidate for as many candles as it takes, and I continue to see bottom wicks, the more aggressive the better. All I need to know now is when do they start putting in a higher high. I've identified the bottom wicks, I've identified the volume. Now, as soon as the buyers put in a higher high, I can now start to enter into some long positions for the upside swing. In this case, it doesn't take very long. We don't consolidate at all. We immediately start putting in higher highs to show you how aggressive the buyer is. Going back to that aggression term, the higher the volume, the stronger the wicks, the more aggressive the move, and the more aggressive I could be on longing the position, or I can get away with being a little early on those entries for that upside swing. If it's a very weak amount of volume, if it's a very weak candle, then I have to be a little more cautious because the sellers could be strong enough to continue the move down, which is sometimes happens. Obviously, nothing is 100%. Nothing is absolutely perfect. So you have to play with how the market is presenting its data. Know when to play big, know when to play small. And here we go. As we speak, we're looking at some live price action here. When you have these high volume spikes with an aggressive wick, you show that we start to put in demand areas. Here's another high volume spike with this top wick that leads to more downside. And of course, this is a very simplistic view. It's not always this clean, but high volume spikes will do a great job of telling you where the market has hit these pivot points from going from long to short or short to long. It'll help you trim up your entries a little bit, or it'll help you stop chasing entries and shorting at the very bottom of a market and longing at the very top, and you're just going to get clobbered. So if anything, you can use this to identify the volume and then immediately go and look for the 5-minute wick candle to tell you who's in control of the tape. Looking at this chart from March 9th, this is the chart of oil. And I want to show you when I start to perk up in my seat for an entry for how price action changes. It's easy to identify the wicks, especially in hindsight, right? It's easy to identify a top wick or a bottom wick. But in this case, we have a very outlier move that initiates with high volume. This is most likely a news event, a tweet, something along the lines of the war news that's been happening. So oil skyrockets. It goes to 104. So immediately in the 104.8, we have the highest of the volume begin. And then we have these top wicks with sweeping red candles. So the character of the price action begins to change. We go from large sweeping engulfing green candles. We start to see a little bit of profit taking with an aggressive top wick that buys back up, immediately followed by more wicks, and then the price action starts to cascade lower, all identified by the high volume into the 104.4 area. So when you start to see the wicks of the price action, you need to take a pause, look at the volume, watch the wicks to determine how aggressive they are, and look to see what they're doing. Multiple instances of top wicks into a higher price indicate supply, of course, accompanied by volume. And then after that, all you're doing is waiting for the price action to shift into selling the rips back below a lower low. Now, you don't have to only use the 5-minute chart for this. In fact, you can apply this wick to any single time frame. In fact, the more the better, especially if you're a swing trader, you could use this. In this case, we have the 15-minute chart up on NASDAQ, and I want to show you the power of long-term time frames like the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly. So the 15-minute here, we see large sweeping red candles on this particular session here on March 5th. And then we see this very aggressive candle here on the 11 o'clock candle on the 15-minute chart. And the reason why I like these type of candles more so on initiation than the engulfing, because the engulfing candle like this, that is more of a transition into a seller controlled candle. The entire candle is typically controlled by one side of the tape. When it's engulfing like this, the wick tells us that the buyers attempted first and then the sellers sold it off into a supply. So that tells us immediately that there is a large imbalance in our supply sitting at 25,118. Again, going back to the adage that the more aggressive the candle, the more aggressive the volume and the move, that the stronger that supply is. In this case, I can expect a good amount of resistance at 25,118 after such a strong and aggressive top wick with a spike in volume, and then a resulting aggressive move lower. You have to realize, if you've read the book Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis, that a freight train like NASDAQ is incredibly hard to slow down, turn, and then go back the other direction. NASDAQ is a massive product with a tons of notional value. So to get this thing to pop up a couple of 100 points and then sweep down even more is a huge feat with a lot of volume and a lot of money behind it. So I know when we come up to this price, we'll have some pivot there and some selling remaining in this area to begin with. So if we go further off in price, what happened? Price action climbs to this level overnight. It deals with it for a number of hours, and then eventually we sell back off. Now, it's not to say that we're always going to reject these levels this drastically, but I am trying to tell you here is that understanding where the wicks and how the wicks form will give you information in the future to identify these pivots. Sometimes we consolidate for a little bit and then breach them. Sometimes we reject them all the way back over, but we typically always do something at those levels. And understanding that will help you become a better and more accurate trader. So learn to identify the volume, of course, learn to identify the wicks on longer time frames, and then you can start applying this theory to the 4-hour chart. And then your swing trading will drastically improve doing the basic easy stuff that traders don't want to do, which is volume analysis and price action analysis. Learn to trade the fundamental basics such as these two things, and your trading will drastically improve. Not to belabor the point, but here is another example. We have another sweep down to begin this session. We have a couple of attempts by the buyers to bring this back up, all with aggressive resulting top wicks. You see, the price action instantly changes, and that's the key there. The character of the price action instantly changes every time we tap this red line, which is 25,076 plus or minus a couple of points, and the price action instantly turns top wicky on the 15-minute chart. So here, top wick. Aggressive multiple top wicks, aggressive move lower, a bunch of aggressive top wicks here. Every single attempt on this level results in aggressive top wicks. Now, until that behavior stops, I can close out long positions on this level or actively short this level. What I want to look for this to stop is price action to come to this level, and we do not get engulfing red candles, aggressive top wicks. Instead, we get dojis, maybe some weak greens that stick there for a while. Absorption style price action is what I want to look for to finally break. But here, every time we touch it, we have aggressive top wicks. Let's see what happens if we finally break it. Here's a good example on how it does it. March 4th on the 15-minute, we finally blast above it, and now we start using this resistance as support. Now all the candles are bottom wicking off of it. That is a different style of price action, of course, and you certainly don't want to be shorting that. Understanding the wicks and the 3 Cs will drastically improve your ability to pick out entries. There's a great deal of information in the basics of trading like volume and price action. People sleep on them now because they're not sexy, they're not flashy. You can't really even call them a system. It's just the trader's ability to read volume and price action, which I think is invaluable to your future progress. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer anything. You can join the live stream at any point. Please hit that like button and subscribe so you get notifications for all the content, and not to mention the Monday, Wednesday, Friday live streams, which you can come on and ask questions at any point. Of course, you could join the Discord channel. I've got a $25 a month Discord that we discuss all this every single day. Have fun, work hard, and try to make a little bit of money. Link is down in the description. You can go to theoptionsmillionaire.com. If you're looking for a prop firm to trade this strategy on, I personally endorse TakeProfitTrader. It's the #1 best prop firm in the game. Use code OMTPT for 40% off your valuations, plus you get a credit for a free funded account once you pass. If you have any questions, please come over to the Discord, hit me up with a question. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Until next time, I'm out.